In today's show, we got something really special for you. It's a re-release collector's edition of a classic arcade Game Boy game. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. In 1991, Jaleco released an arcade game called Avenging Spirit. It was a fairly unique game because of its game mechanic. It had some awesome sprite work in there, and it had a well-scored soundtrack. The game wasn't a huge success in Japanese and North American arcades, but Jaleco felt the game had potential and so ported it to the Nintendo Game Boy. This year is the 30th anniversary of Avenging Spirit, and Jaleco and Rotro-bit have teamed up to release a very special and limited edition of the Game Boy version. We'll go through the awesome release of this limited edition version of the game later on the show, but first, what is Avenging Spirit? The game starts with you and your girlfriend out for a walk after you've been shopping, when you're accosted by two men with Tommy guns. They forcefully take your girlfriend and kill you. You awake though to find yourself in the laboratory of your girlfriend's father, but you're not quite yourself. Your girlfriend's father explains that his daughter was kidnapped and you killed because the kidnappers were after his research into ghost energy. He's brought you back from the dead as a ghost, and he enlists your help to free his daughter and give you the revenge you deserve. Before we jump into what the game is, it'd be great if you can leave a little thumbs up on this video. It really helps grow the channel. And remember to drop down into the comments, let me know what you think of this game and what your memories of the Game Boy were. The game at its core is a platformer, but with one unique mechanic. You see, as a ghost you can fly around, pass through walls and ceilings, but you can only survive for a limited amount of time outside of a body. And so you need to possess someone quickly in order to move through the level. While you're out of your body, ghost energy depletes. If you pass through walls or ceiling, it rapidly depletes. You can inhabit any of the enemy NPCs around you to prevent your untimely second death. By hovering over an enemy's head, you can possess their body and take on their attributes. This is not without its risks though, as you can lose ghost energy if an enemy hits you while you're in ghost form, so timing and positioning are important. Once you take over your new host, you get some life and new abilities to play around with. If your host's life is at 0, they die and you need to find someone else quickly. The mechanic is genius, as every character you possess will have a different attribute, different set of skills. Some can float slowly to the ground after a fall. Some shoot lasers, others are close range, some enemies can double jump, and there's one that shoots heat-seeking missiles. This makes the gameplay extremely varied. You may find yourself dying on purpose so that you can inhabit the body of a character you like to play with. As the game progresses, you're tasked with finding keys that will unlock the final dungeon where your girlfriend is being held captive. The game has 6 stages and a number of bosses to take on. There's also a simple but nice storyline that runs through the entire game, keeping you engaged with the universe that the dev team have created. It's not a particularly long game, but then it is an arcade game. You get infinite continues, but you start at the beginning of a level if you die, and any keys that you collected won't be needed to be collected again. They stay with you. Graphically, the game is a beautiful game for the Game Boy, and there's some lovely character animation, and I love the individual possession animations for each and every character. And of course, every character in the game has its own attack patterns and animations. The backgrounds are well drawn, and in some levels, there's some nice fake depth added to the world. The cutscenes are awesome. I love the manga art style they have, and they've added some animations to the still screen story panels. A lot of work has gone into porting the visuals of the game from the arcade to the Game Boy. Of course, they've all been redrawn, but there's some real effort that's gone into the game to make it look as best as it could be on Nintendo's handheld. For me, it's definitely one of the better looking Game Boy games. Audio has also received the arcade treatment, with some of the tunes being rescored for the Game Boy version. There are situational changes in the soundtrack as you come up against bosses, and there's a wide variety of sound effects with enemies getting different sounds for their attacks, which again is a lovely detail and talks to the quality of the game. I've really enjoyed my time with Avenging Spirit and I can't wait to add the physical limited edition to my collection. If you're a Game Boy fan and you love your arcade platformers, then this game is for you. Despite being short, there's a ton of replayability in there, and I can see speedrunners having a lot of fun with this game. The audio and visuals in this game are brilliant and complement the gameplay fantastically. For me, Avenging Spirit on the Game Boy is an improvement over the arcade, and I'm going to give it a gold retro 𝗀𝗿𝗄𝗏 coin. Now, as mentioned at the beginning of the show, this is going to be a limited physical release from Rotro-bit. Essentially, if you don't buy it now, you'll have to grab it on eBay for no doubt a high price. The game has very little changes made to it, with only the additional Japanese endings now translated and added for you all to enjoy. The game comes in a deluxe hardcover box which is numbered. There's a full coloured manual, sleeve cover, and the cartridge glows in the dark, which is a great touch. I'll have links in the description where you can pre-order the game, and the final date for pre-orders will be the 3rd of July 2022. It's worth noting that this will only be a physical release and there won't be a ROM for sale. That's it for this week's show. If you enjoyed what you've seen and you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? You can do that by clicking on a little button just below this video. We put out brand new retro gaming videos every single Monday, and so that you never miss one, also make sure you hit the little bell just below this video. Now, if you can't wait until Monday, if that's way too long for you, then don't worry, because we've got a huge back catalogue of retro gaming videos for you to enjoy, 2 of which you can watch over here.